Good morning and welcome to episode 1152 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, February 23rd, 2023. Thank you for cheating on the news with us today. Wes has a couple quick political videos, great news for Brat, and also the latest poop news in the cup of coffee in the big time.
Yeah. So if you're looking for a job, stay tuned.
It's a poopery.
Oh, it's a poop related job.
It is. It absolutely is. It's interesting. It's a good, interesting one. Yeah.
Wow, that's intriguing. Mark's got a new and potentially recurrent segment called "Things Aren't Going Well."
I think I could do this most days. Yeah.
It's two bad things, which has me wondering if we'll be asking which one's worse.
Ooh, we could. We probably could. Yeah.
Every day in the shower. That's what I say. Things aren't going well.
I think one's clearly worse though. Yeah.
In this case, they're just both bad, but one's extra bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Well, I mean, yeah, you could do. I mean, those two segments are evergreen. This day and age. I mean, surely forever, right? And I've got some more false advertising today. Another long con that we need to get to the bottom of to wrap this episode up. So,
Nice.
fellas, I wasn't on them this week. How were the Patreon shows, Hive Hour and Florida Man Friday?
Great.
Yeah, they're very good. Also, one of them poop related. So heavy poop day for Wes and I.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pat took a poop break because he thinks he has IBS in the middle of one of the shows live.
Whoa. Okay. IBS break.
It was. Yikes. I think it was the first poop break in the history of the show. We've had pee breaks. We've had like get up and do things around the house because chaos, a kid or an animal. But I think this is the first time.
Did he shart?
No. But he no.
He says not.
But he says that. We don't know.
He got up responsibly.
He got up quickly.
Yeah.
And awkwardly.
And before he prefaced with, "I think I have IBS. I think I've just developed IBS recently."
Is that like a late onset thing? Is that?
I think it's possible, but it's unlikely.
Crop up whenever.
Yeah, I think it's possible, but I think it's unlikely. And I think in his scenario, he just was like, remember he said he thought he was sick and stuff, and I think he's just been sick and eating poorly and sick.
More on IBS later.
Yeah. All right. There you go.
Nice. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
I've been taking some apple cider vinegar gummies. Those really help move things along.
Clear it out.
In that,
Is that right?
I take ginger shots, like they're in these little things. Yeah.
What are you talking about? So you're not constipated?
It just gut
helps
gut relief.
Keep it going.
Gut
relief.
Yeah.
Keep it going.
We're gonna be talking about gut relief later.
Yeah.
Keep it going. Keep it flowing.
The IBS gut relief.
I got to stay on top of my game because, as you guys know, I've been hanging out with injured chicks at my house today. My daughter injured, my wife down with some pregnancy stuff. So yeah, I've been keep taking the apple cider vinegar, try to get things
Yeah, because when you have sick women in the house, you could fall into a trap of eating.
Oh, not all kinds of traps.
Yeah, traps. Yeah.
It's just nothing. My house is just a giant mouse trap. I'm like I'm like one of those mice. I'm like the guy trying to get the ball to the end of the contraption, and there's lots of things I could get snagged on.
Yeah.
Would she elbow drop someone at daycare?
I think so, and they're not telling us the full story. So
I was kidding.
She beat up someone at daycare.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Sounds like
the elbow's not working, but it looks like it's going to come back soon. So
good.
It should be all good. As soon as she started, we put her in soccer. The knees started getting scraped up. Now an elbow doesn't work. It's just
hey man,
all out.
That's fine.
Is she a crier? Like when she gets hurt, or is she the immediate crier? Like does she?
No, not really.
She's two.
Yeah, but some kids, they like my kid was an immediate crier when he would get hurt. He would immediately cry anytime if he got hurt.
There's a lot of times where I think she's going to and she doesn't. But yeah, I mean she'll let you know.
Some
if
kids
she's
are tough.
Injured, she'll let you know.
Some kids just bounce back up.
Were you guys
but
tough?
if she's playing, you can
kidding
bonk
me?
her pretty hard.
For me,
you're like, whoa.
For me, I was pretty
tough. She just chew that.
Yeah, Will's a tough guy. He probably runs in the family. For me, I was tough until I saw any sort of actual injury.
Exactly.
When I saw blood, then I would be a complete wuss. And I was like, "Oh, I'm not crying," and then I would cry. I was like, "What are you? You're an idiot."
Same.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That tracks.
Pussies.
Yeah, the first time I fell off my bike really bad, I was like, "Oh, I'm fine," and then my parents showed me how much I was bleeding, and then I was just a giant crying mess for like 3 hours.
I remember being at my mom's friend's house and I cracked the back of my skull and like it was pretty bad, but I was fine. But then I was bleeding and my mom's like, she was doing the thing in the back. She's like, don't tell him. And I didn't know what was going on. She's like, you're bleeding, and she showed me, and then I started crying. She's like, you fucking.
It ruined it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blood will get you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've established that we're pussies.
Right. Not that tough.
Oh yeah.
Want to do the news?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
We can do that.
Yeah, cup of coffee in the big time.
I got a bunch of fun facts for you guys, all about fire. Today, because I'm gonna be talking about fire a little later. So, did you know that Earth is the only planet where fire can burn? Did you know that?
Whoa. Because
Yeah.
of the oxygen?
Only known planet, right?
Well, no,
We have
because
that much oxygen?
because other planets lack sufficient oxygen to keep a fire going or to even start one. Yeah.
You know, there's some aliens out there somewhere that's got fire though.
Well, they have like lasers,
Oh, yeah.
probably, like some kind of laser. heat.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Not in this solar system for sure.
Or they're just like oxygen resistant, like I said. It's like the fire bounces off of them, like, like
That'd be terrifying.
yeah.
So don't plan on having any campfires on Mars if you think that's our last resort or whatever.
Yeah, that sucks.
But I guess
No s'mores on Mars.
no s'mores on Mars. Sorry.
Yeah.
You could do it inside the bubble, right? They're gonna have like a bubble big enough where you could
Yeah,
like do shit like that.
It's gonna be like like some guy's gonna bring out a guitar and be like, let's
suffocate.
make s'mores in the bubble.
Well, they have like a filter on the bubble, right? Like I mean, so you
Sure, they'll have everything.
And then and then you'll be distracted with the 20-foot praying mantis aliens banging on the glass. You're like,
Right, yeah.
Just
They'll
make the
have
s'mores.
We'll have it all.
It's like the aliens are coming up from underground again.
Yeah.
Everyone, be quiet.
Yeah.
A house
Yeah,
fire
it's gonna
doubles.
be like the movie Tremors. People that
Big time.
drift apart.
Oh yeah, it'd be terrifying. Every new sound is a monster.
Oh yeah. Weather patterns, you have no idea what's happening with
No,
animals.
You're not gonna
yeah.
know what's going on up there.
No.
Just another fun fact: the house fire doubles in size every minute. That's scary.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, because there's so much wood. I mean, a house is nothing but wood, man.
That's
It
why they
goes
just
up.
go up.
I texted you guys
Yeah.
a week, Friday or Saturday ago, and showed you a picture of like 50 fire trucks outside right across the street. Like
Oh
street
yeah,
over.
what was that?
Well,
A house
yeah.
burnt down.
Whole house burnt down.
the
About
ground?
50% of it. It's unlivable.
Shit.
Yeah. No one died. Luckily, it doesn't look like, but like they had to evacuate that. They're never living there again.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you could rebuild, but I mean, you'd probably have to do everything all over again. 'cause
All from the beginning.
frame.
They got to knock it down and rebuild it. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the forest fires move faster uphill than downhill. So the steeper the slope, the faster the fire travels, which makes sense because the fire's going up and then it catches. Last one. Back in the day, when horses pulled fire engines, fire stations were equipped with spiral staircases, so the horses would not try to climb the stairs into the living quarters.
Right. That's a
You
good
would get
idea.
fucked in the middle of the night by a horse.
Yeah. We got a bigger
And
problem.
Right, and those horses are going to be stressed out too. Those are fire horses. They're going
Yeah, they're
going
gonna want to cuddle. Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to need to relieve that stress. And
That's right.
So.
Yeah.
So yeah, they got a plan for that.
Do you guys want to change the stair setup?
Yeah. Hey, I think after last night we should put a spiral in there.
Just wide eyes. You guys, just like
Trusty's
holding-
really been coming into my bunk.
I think we should change the stairs.
Oh, breakfast is ready already? Yeah, breakfast is ready. All right, let's get to the news. Let's get the politics out of the way. First up, we have yet another Biden stumble going up Air
Oh,
Force
it's like
One.
a forest fire. He's
no.
faster up the stairs.
Yeah, exactly. This one, while he was leaving Poland, here you go. Here it is. There he goes up the steps. He's at the last tier. Oh, he almost made it. Last little steep.
Not as bad. Not as
Yeah.
bad.
It wasn't as bad as the down the steps because the down the steps he fell and then fell two
Fell
more
twice,
times.
yeah.
Right.
This was just the one and he recovered afterwards. Still, unsettling to see POTUS struggling with Air Force One steps constantly.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I think that's why he's walking so gingerly in that cobblestone video. Like, I think just the rest of his life is kind of walking gingerly. Yeah.
Why are they letting people like? They should hide this. They should get him an escalator or hide. They shouldn't allow anyone to film this.
You
He's
can't
under
get
so
an
much
escalator.
pressure.
But there's so many cell phones and drones. You can't. You have to expect everything to be filmed at this point.
Yeah, I know.
They only got stairs. I mean, it seems like it's Air Force One. You spend so much money on it, you can't get an escalator. I guess because you land in these other countries, they only have stairs. So.
Right. Yeah, that's true. You think? I mean, he's got to just be thinking the whole time.
And they can't give him like the old person sit down and lift him up because that would be bad tape.
But why
Dude,
can't they
that
just
would be
give him the
hilarious.
fucking?
Yeah.
He just sits down in like an easy chair,
Yeah.
smokes a cigar on the way up.
Yeah,
They can't pull up to a terminal for him.
Cool. I would do it, but I'm
He
just
can't
saying,
go
it's
a
bad tape.
breezeway. Like just
Yeah.
pull up to like the United terminal for this poor bastard.
Right, they should have an elevated walkway for him where he takes
yeah.
like an elevator up. But he lands in these other countries; they don't have that stuff.
Yeah,
they could only do that in America.
Mobility is going to be an issue. Like he can walk, he's fine, but mobility in general is going to be an issue for him for the rest of his life. He's 80, turning 81, and there's just cameras.
The rest of this term
there's
and
cameras
the next one.
There's
that he's
cameras
running for.
everywhere. So
But hey, he went to Ukraine, right? That was good of him. And as tensions between the U.S. and Russia and China, who just apparently sent a top diplomat to meet with Putin, things are escalating. I found this video amusing, which is a comparison of coordination skills between Biden and President Xi. And I got to say, I'm against China in every way, but I wish our leader had Xi's coordination skills. Check this out. Here's first the video of Biden,
much
the
younger man.
classic one, falling up
he
the
was
steps.
up
This
this
is a
one,
bad
too.
one.
Yeah.
That's the bad
That
one.
was the real bad one.
That was
the beginning of his
Now look at Xi. He's dominates this waterlogged obstacle course.
He looks like he's in a mom walking club, but the challenge here is that he's doing it over water.
Yeah, he's got
logs.
balance. But
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
I mean, what does this prove? That proves nothing. I don't know. That to me doesn't like. Yeah, he walked over a bunch of logs.
Some kind of cognition skill, at least.
I mean, if I tell you what, if you don't think those logs,
This is
if you don't think he
Which
had some
leader
sort of
can
special
walk?
shoes,
you think there were guys under there
yes,
like propping up the logs?
there's guys with straws. They're absolutely holding those logs up, and they
Yeah.
would have died if he fell in.
yeah, maybe
Yeah.
so. Look, sorry. Well, I thought it was
well, I mean,
impressive.
Putin. I hate to say it. I hate to say
It is
it.
impressive.
Yeah.
I
I
just
didn't
say
do it.
before the blood cancer, the guy
13
who was
years
posing with like snow leopards and shit definitely
Yeah.
takes the physical cake if we're talking about these World War III leaders and who's
Well, also Trudeau,
and also Zelensky,
Trudeau,
right?
Trudeau can do like inverted upside down push-ups. Trudeau's jacked.
and also Biden told Zelensky he's still got those biceps on him recently, so he must be
Zelensky's a little pit bull.
he's little, but he's got some power.
I can
so.
lift 330. I'm talking kilograms.
Bricks.
It may not look like it.
I'm going to catch Mario.
Speaking of China, the Defense Department released a selfie taken from the cockpit of the U-2 spy plane of an airman who flew above the Chinese spy balloon that was shot down. Here's that selfie. Pretty cool. You get a pretty good look at the spy balloon there. They just released it, yesterday.
Yeah,
So.
amazing selfie. Amazing selfie
yeah,
for this
pretty
guy.
cool.
Do you have the
pilot.
new spy balloon?
No, that was the original one, the first
Yeah, I
one
know.
from China.
But do you
where
have
they
the
shot
new
it
one?
down.
No, I didn't know there was a new one.
And Japan one washed up.
Oh, that was the big sphere?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that was a spy balloon. I think that
It was,
they're calling
it
that.
was an unidentified metal sphere.
Right, but I don't think it was they're
Yeah.
calling it Dragon Ball Z or something.
It was another giant white sphere.
Yeah, but it was not a balloon. It was
Wow,
like a
but-
hard metal thing. I don't
What's
think it
up
ever-
with all these spheres?
I don't know. That could be a buoy. Who knows?
This pilot's got to be so happy that he got the actual weather balloon to shoot down instead of the science projects, because that selfie not as cool, not going viral,
Yeah.
not being released by the Pentagon.
No.
Yeah, no, it's a pretty cool one. Next video. The people of East Palestine are wondering where the fuck Transportation Secretary Mayor Pete Buttigieg is, right? We've covered it. I'm sick of covering it. Everyone was calling for him to get his sweet ass out there, but he still hasn't. So where is he? Well, a Daily Caller reporter found Pete walking around the streets of D.C. I think he was with his husband. I think that's who it was he was with, and asked him point blank, "Yo, Pete, when might you be going out there? And Pete did not like that. And
He's like 33 years. He looks up the radiation chart.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
Let me consult my.
Here's the clip. Sorry if the audio sucks, but he was outside. It was windy.
Hey, what do you have to say? Hi, how are you? Jenny here at the Daily Caller News Foundation. What do you have to say to the folks in Ohio, East Palestine, who are suffering right now?
Well, I'd refer you to about a dozen interviews I've given today, and if you'd like to arrange a conversation, be sure to reach out to our press office, but I'd have that conversation with you. Just
You don't have a message for them?
I do, and I shared it with the press many times today. I'd refer you to those comments.
Do you mind sharing it with us?
No, I'm going to refer you to the comments that I made to the press because right now I'm taking some personal
had
time and I'm walking down the street.
Are you going down there?
I'm off the clock.
Are you going down there at all?
I'm not interrupting a dog walk for this.
When are you going?
I'll share that when I'm ready.
Okay,
Talk
thank
down the
you.
street. Can I get a photo of you?
Yeah.
And then he does a
Get a
weird thing
photo
where
of you?
he
Oh,
asks
no.
for the photo of her, which
Oh
is so weird.
no. Ooh,
Yeah.
Pete's just, you know what? He's just in total like crisis mode. He's cracked. He doesn't know what to do. He's never been this down in the polls
Get on
before.
the fucking plane, moron.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. He gave me bad vibes when you guys interviewed him. Like I saw from
Well,
afar.
yeah. I mean,
I was happy you guys got him, and like there's a little bit of FOMO, but like when I saw his interview, he kind of was like a little standoffish.
the biggest knock on Buttigieg when he was running for president is people said he was robot-like.
Yeah, not human. Yeah.
And I would say that, like, look, what he just did right there backs that up. And so, yeah.
Did you guys see how he did a second take at the
Unlike
question?
Obama, who he emulates, who was very human.
Well, he was so much more suave
Yeah.
in the
So
moment.
cool. So
in the
so
moment,
much
right? He's
genuine.
unflappable, whereas Buttigieg, obviously, right there,
He's
very
robot
flapped,
He's robot Obama.
very flapped. I mean, he was flapped to death by that reporter asking him a question while he's walking his dog.
This is a cheap joke, but did you guys see how he did a second take at the question? Are you going down there? Watch this.
What's that?
Are you going down there at all?
Yeah, I am.
When are you going?
Yeah, he
he
set
is.
himself up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to go now, but
You like that one? On him?
Yeah, well, if you leave me alone, maybe.
Yeah. Planning on it, but he's getting a little bit upset with all the interviews.
Yeah. Anyway, I know that was funny. Sorry.
he's
poor
gonna have
Pete.
to. He's gonna have to do both, though. Honestly, he's got a lot of makeup to do. And
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, well, he needs to just get his ass out there. All right, guys, it was a slow news day. The Brat was trending at number 3 for a long time until Taylor Lewan, who was released by the Titans, took over.
Friend of the podcast.
Yeah,
we-
yeah.
That's right.
I guess he's retiring. They did a big video on Bussin' with the boys about him. It was
Okay.
I did it my way. Anyway, the Brat was trending because she and her wife, very heartwarming story. She's 48, the Brat. Her and her wife, Jessica Judy Harris Dupart, are pregnant. There they are. There's the happy couple. The Brat said, "I never thought I was going to have kids. I felt like because I didn't get pregnant earlier on, that it just wasn't going to happen for me. I started looking at life so differently. I was like, I want a little me with you, something special from both of us that we can share and raise and love unconditionally. And having suffered a miscarriage in their first attempt, this is a blessing. So they're in love, they're in love,
Nice.
they're in love with each other, and we couldn't be happier for her and her wife Judy. So
Yeah,
congratulations.
congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats. Absolutely.
That's a blast from the past, Brat.
Yeah.
That it is a slow news day, but congratulations indeed.
Yeah. Mhm.
Huge congrats, especially at that age. That is a feat.
Yeah.
It is a feat.
Yeah.
It is a feat.
Good for them.
Okay, let's go now more on fire to the story of Philip Powers, perhaps the biggest dummy and sissy to ever walk the earth. So Philip's story starts back on May 27th, 2018, when Philip decided to go on a little hike in the Sycamore Canyon wilderness, just southwest of Flagstaff, Arizona. From the backpacker.com article by Adam Roy, which I'm going to borrow from very liberally. In the early morning on May 27th, Powers set out to hike when he believed was a 17-mile cabin loop, which his guidebook described as an easy to moderate trail. Okay, so he's by
17
himself.
miles is an easy trail.
Started at moderate, but sure, yeah.
Sure, yeah. In his pack, he carried a little less than a gallon of water, a handful of snacks, a battery-powered cell phone charger, and while he planned to finish the trail in a single day, he also carried camping gear, including stove fuel, a sleeping bag and a hammock, and a machete, and another large knife, because, you look cool on the trail if anyone passed you. You didn't want to be seen as some pussy day hiker. Yeah.
Right. Covered in knives.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
And then
He stopped a mile in just to look cool and set up a tent. Yeah.
Yeah.
you're hoping
exactly.
you're hoping that
Been out here
somebody
for
asks you directions on the trail.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm a little lost, man. You got a lot of knives on you. You know where we're at?
Right, and you could point with your knife, like pointing the direction with the knife is really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Did you say something like it's due south? Like you give
Yeah.
like some fucking direction?
yeah, you say
And
clicks.
then you peel an apple with a huge knife, just like as just,
about 100 clicks that way.
Yeah.
So as he walked, the temperature climbed. It is, Arizona, until it was more than 100 degrees and just bone dry. And court
boy.
documents from Powers' case paint a vivid picture of how his hike went wrong. The trail was well marked at first.
17 miles in the Arizona heat.
Yeah.
This is the first wrong
That
step.
sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Carrying 18 knives.
Yeah, book bags and should have been a tank top in 4 miles.
Yeah, and maybe a partner. So he made it to what's called Taylor Cabin, which looks like this. It's like an old, kind of just a very famous.
What I pictured.
Yeah, exactly. It's made of stone. It's just a cabin.
Sun
right?
bleached cabin.
Yeah.
Definitely sun bleached.
However, the trail became overgrown, and for about an hour and a half to 40, or about half an hour, 40 minutes, he was lost. He attempted to pick the trail again, and then he's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go back to the cabin." He got there at 6 p.m. and he was gonna stay there overnight. And in the cabin, he discovered a rattlesnake, which he killed. And he also attempted to start a signal fire to be rescued. So, mind you, this is the first night. This is the first night. He's already losing his mind. He's given up all hope. Day one.
I'm picturing like Chevy Chase and in the Vacations, but by himself, just on a hike.
Yeah. So he can't sleep because he saw a rattlesnake. So now he's just up and he's paranoid and he's starting fires because he wants to be rescued on day one, right? So the signal fire goes out. And he spent a very worried night in the cabin. At this point, as Powers later put it to the investigator with the Forest Service, shit was getting real. So he was down to about a half a liter of water, a mango, and 2 mandarin oranges, which obviously underpacked. And looking at the 14-mile hike back to his car, he carried a cell phone, didn't have any service. He couldn't get a location of where he was. And he found some old peanut butter, jam, and coconut oil in the cabin and ate all of them. So he's just in the cabin at night,
probably.
eating all of his snacks. He's
How
worried.
many nights was he in at
One.
this point?
One. This is his
He
first
ate
night.
everything
And
in
he's
the
eating
first
old.
night?
He's eating old food in the cabin.
Yeah, he's starting
Panic
signal
eating?
fires and panicking and killing rattlesnakes. He's a mess.
How did he not have the energy to walk the 14 miles back after
No,
that?
he didn't
Like
have
the next day.
No, didn't have enough.
Feels like like a full movie worth of events at this point.
Right,
It's
yeah.
Night one.
It's nuts. Night one. He gave up at 6 p.m. So
He's
the next
consumed 8,000 calories. How can he not walk home to his car?
Yeah. So the next morning, he began the 14-mile trek back to his car, and his legs started cramping. Because, again,
How come it was 14 miles back if it's a loop of 17 miles?
well, because he
The
didn't
last
make the
three-
whole. Yeah.
The last 3 was overgrown, and so
Right.
he made it 14 to the cabin.
Yeah.
Couldn't go the last 3 back to his car, so he has to go.
I
14
missed that part.
back.
He had to backtrack. Had to
Yeah.
backtrack.
So 17-mile loop became 28-mile round trip for him. That he had to make.
You know the loop. The loop over is overgrown at the end.
I think someone took down a sign.
Somebody's like, "How come you didn't use your machete on it, bro?"
Yeah, right.
Exactly. So, again, he'd eaten all of his food the night before. He's just chugging his water at night. He thought he was a goner, according to what he told park rangers. So he gathered up some more brush after, hiking maybe a mile. He got leg cramps, and he started another signal fire. And that fire would become known as the 230-acre Sycamore Fire, which
He started it in the fucking middle of the field.
yeah, he started. But it got him rescued because a Forest Service helicopter responding to the fire saw this idiot being like, "Hey, I'm down here. Help me!"
Caused a fucking 200,000 acre wildfire.
He started a forest fire to save himself.
Because his legs cramped.
Yeah, because he didn't bring enough water with him.
Oh,
Couldn't go
man.
14 miles back.
No, couldn't go back. But so now he owes the government nearly $300,000
Yeah,
in
this guy's
restitution.
fucked. Yeah.
Faces 3 years of probation, and federal district court convicted him of a crime this week for his actions he took on the day because they say Philip was underprepared. He was an idiot, and this could have all been prevented if he weren't so stupid.
Man.
So
how did he? You gotta like, you can't let that story get out.
no, I mean it's a very popular story now because
Yeah.
this just came down. So
Once you start the wildfire, though, it's up because once they find you at the source of the wildfire,
I mean,
you're fucking caught.
I would
Like,
just be, yeah, but I'd just be begging them like, I'll pay you whatever. Just don't write about this.
yeah,
They're like,
yeah. Like, dude, no,
I'm
we're
begging
gonna,
you.
we're gonna
He
have to
should
make a
He
story.
should have killed
out
it, but he couldn't.
So his lawyer argued that he had to start the fire because it was last resort. He was in a life-threatening emergency.
He might get the
kind of like
stuff
that
reduced.
DUI guy. He's like, I
Yeah.
had to drive.
He might
Look,
get the stuff reduced,
no,
but
if I'm on the forest fire team, I just march in the guy that cut his arm off after 127 hours.
right,
and then-
yeah, the 14
and then-
miles is so damning.
It's
right?
just not that
it's an
tough.
easy to moderate trail.
I understand
14 miles,
he was cramped, but he
I'm
could have
sorry.
waited 2 hours and massaged his legs and gone back down.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's not
Also,
gonna
the
work.
fact that he came with like so many, like he came with like machetes, knives, a stove.
Yeah.
He had all this shit, and like how could he? I guess he ate too much, and that's why he's cramping. Maybe I don't know how, or he's like
So it gets
just
worse.
so freaked out he got dehydrated, even though he drank a gallon of water. Like,
Yeah,
Does he have to promise never to go on their trails again?
Oh
too?
yeah, he's on like 3 years probation. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
can't
I
step
guess he sweat a
foot in
lot
the
of
sycamore
Arizona.
forest ever again.
I'm sure he was dehydrated, but
Yes. But so what the judge said, this Judge Camille
through it.
DeBibles, she said, no, you were reckless, negligent in your preparation from the onset. You should have brought a mapping app. You should have had a headlight, and you should have brought a shit ton more water, because in fact you weren't on the 17-mile
here we go.
moderate
Okay. Easy to moderate.
loop. You were on the 18.8-mile Taylor Cabin loop, which is a full 50 miles away, which his guidebook rated as strenuous.
Yeah.
Not. So
oh,
he picked the
didn't even
wrong.
think he
Yeah,
was-
that's
yeah.
it.
So,
So
he,
he probably did need to set the forest fire because he was on a very challenging loop. Okay,
But he
All
did
right.
it because he's a moron.
Yeah, he went on the wrong
right,
one.
because
But
it's
he
more-
started
not
off
his
on the
fault.
wrong loop.
That's not his fault, though. Legally, he might. That's probably better for him, right? Because
Well,
like his lawyer
There
could
are
and say, look,
marks.
he thought he was on the easy.
trails
He
are
ended up on the
marked, though.
strenuous.
Right at the trailhead, it's
The
like go
trail's
this way for the
marked,
cabin
yeah.
loop, go this way
It's
for
a very
the easy.
Chevy Chase vacation move.
Again, he's a moron, but
Yeah.
does that make you culpable for the fees?
Well, they're saying that
Yes.
they're saying that he should have carried a ton more water based on how the heat and how far he was going.
He clearly fucked this up beyond belief. But
Yeah.
could a good lawyer get you out of it saying that your life depended on it? Maybe so.
I'll
No,
give him,
I don't think so.
give-
I think the ruling's already been done. I think
Yeah.
I think it's
Wait, you're
done.
saying that
The
this
judge
is
made
final?
her
He can't-
decision. This is
he
the
can't
judge's.
appeal this. He can't
No,
appeal this.
Well, I'm sure he'll try to appeal it, but
Oh,
the
my
judge made her decision. She said, "You're an idiot. You were on the wrong fucking loop. You weren't prepared, and you cost the forest department helicopters and
I'm going
manpower.
back
It
to
took them.
court
It took them over
if
a
I'm this
week.
idiot.
It took them over a week to put this thing out.
Yeah, you're not paying it in one lump sum. You're like, let's delay these payments, of course.
Yeah.
But
So, pretty funny. Philip
went on the
Powers.
wrong loop.
Eric, can you find a picture of that guy, Philip Powers? I couldn't find one. Philip Powers, Arizona fire.
I was
He's
loving
not
laughing
posting
at
funny
him.
pictures anymore.
Yeah, until
gotta see what he looks
I
like.
realized his life is totally ruined because he's a moron.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the equivalent of getting in a horrible accident, not having health
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
Right, like I wish, like can't they just, because this one's so funny, like make him do something in public, like maybe do like a public dunk tank, right? And like the Arizona people can just harass this guy, make fun of him all day for being a complete dumbass, and then let him go.
I'm
right?
sure.
Like that's
I'm sure he could get $300,000 worth of press to them, like to put him to work, like make him work it off, but don't make him pay you.
because this is like
Community
he is
outreach, community service, give some speeches, do all that
an
stuff.
epic blunder, but
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's worth if it's that
Pick
bad
up
where
some
he needs
trash.
to-
No, yeah, you don't. Yeah, he shouldn't have to pay $300,000 unless he's a multimillionaire, and then you could pay it. Like, I think it's proportionate to how much money he has. He should pay like 20% of his net worth and do some outreach.
This guy's
Hurt him real
declaring
bad.
bankruptcy.
Yeah. So anyway, it's fucking hilarious. Fucking idiot. Which
Yeah,
brings
that's a good
us
one.
to
The cream of the crop!
Boys, the cream always rises to the top. But what does it mean if your shit rises to the top
Of the tank?
of the
Of the toilet?
of the bowl after you
That
take
means
a
it's
shit?
not very dense.
That's right. It's not very
It's
dense.
a floater. Yeah.
Yeah.
Floater.
So what it means scientifically is that usually poop is denser than water and sinks. But if it's not, it means you got too much fiber, fat, or gas. It could stem from an infection, IBS, and other health conditions, or it just means you had a great time pounding beers the night before. Right.
Right.
Right. That's definitely what the beers. The beers is what I immediately think of if I think of a floating log.
Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely. Always.
Lily pads.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. And boys, if this gig here at Hard Factor,
Sorry.
Yeah, slices of bread in a can.
Yeah.
That's what makes those.
That's right. Yeah. Pretty much. And if this gig here at Hard Factor doesn't work out, the good people at the Feel Complete company, a gut health company based in the UK, might have a job for us. The world's first Poommelier. Okay, that's right.
Like a sommelier.
Like a sommelier, but a
For the
Poommelier.
poo-poo.
Yeah, yeah. So you smell shit. That's what
Yeah.
you do. You smell shit, and they're willing to pay.
After
So-
you smell it, do you tell them? Okay.
You're on the right track, Will. You're on the exact right track. So
I
what
feel like
you
this
do?
could shorten your life.
It could.
Easily.
It could. Yeah,
It's a lot of
absolutely.
methane you're breathing in.
That's right. Exactly. It goes to the brain, and I feel like this is like I'd rather work in a mine, a coal mine.
I'd rather do just about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And they're willing to pay you £1,500 sterling, or about 1,800
An hour?
bucks. I don't know, to go through just the rigorous training that's
Okay.
needed to hone your senses to be able to tell what is going on with a person's gut just by smelling their shit. So you know how dogs can be trained to like smell if like a seizure is coming on. That's kind of
Why don't they just get dogs to do this job then?
They probably
or
could.
a robot.
Yeah,
A robot, a dog or a robot feel like
seems-
those things could smell shits fine.
Seems
and
like a
tell you.
rich person's prank.
Well, it's real. It's real, and you
I
can
know.
apply
But it
for
seems
it.
like
Yeah, it
seems
might
like
be.
it seems like a scam to really fuck with
$1,800
some
gag.
poor bastard. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cheap gag, if you got the
Yeah.
money. Let's put him in a room and make him smell all our shits all day.
Yep. Yep. Here's your 1,800.
Idiot. Yeah. Let's get Philip over here.
Yeah.
So the lead nutritionist
should
at
do
Feel
it.
Complete.
He has
Yeah,
to pay off
maybe.
his debt.
Maybe. She says that nobody's poo smells good, right? Of course, but particularly foul-smelling poos may also be a sign of other health problems. An imbalance of your gut bacteria known as dysbiosis may result in more methane gas being produced by your gut, which may be detectable either as unpleasant-smelling wind or poo. And, quote, certain food intolerances, such as lactose intolerance, certain gut infections, or inflammatory bowel disease may also result in extremely bad-smelling stools. So if you have any changes in your bowel movements, it's important to see a health experts. So again,
Certain
1,500
medications can make your farts stinkier too. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like Percocet can make you constipated, all
Absolutely.
that shit. So again, they're going to train you in all the aspects of digestive health, nutrition, and with the most talented of the bunch being offered a role as the first Poommelier with the brand. Here's the landing page when you go to apply. Could you be the world's first Poommelier?
please no is the answer. But I hope not.
Oh, if you get rejected from this,
bad luck.
That's you're at
bad
your
luck.
low. You're at your low if you get
First,
rejected this.
so I have a question. How do you become the world's first? Who's training you? Not Poommeliers?
I don't know. I guess
Right,
I guess
the board
these
of rich
people
guys
are.
that wants you to smell their
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, so here's what they say. When Feel Complete said the role was intended to shock, the skills of a Poommelier are incredibly important. Changes in bowel habits are a very strong indicator of what's happening internally in the digestive tract. Any changes in shape, smell, texture, color, and bowel regularity can indicate infections, digestive problems, or a link to more serious health issues like cancer. And I'd just be like, cancer, cancer,
Yeah.
cancer, cancer.
Tell 'em
you
it's
know?
cancer.
Yeah,
bad.
it's cancer. Definitely
Yeah.
cancer. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what is it? This isn't normal, right?
It's better to deliver the worst news than
Right.
than good. Than
Oh,
good
that's
news.
cancer.
Yeah.
Right. Then they'll be
Then they'll
relieved.
find out they don't have cancer at some
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
And then
Or
you
you're
can
right.
also
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
It's
right.
all good.
and you can also go on their website and do the poo type checker, where they give you numbers of the types of poo that you have, And spoiler alert, you're either constipated, normal, or have diarrhea. So type 1, if it's separated hard lumps like nuts, which are hard to pass, constipated. Lumpy and sausage shaped, constipated. Type 3, sausage shaped with cracks, normal. Smooth like soft sausage or snake, normal. Type 5, solid blobs with clear-cut edges, easy to pass, normal, and then it goes on to just give you disgusting pictures that are all diarrhea.
Yeah. Then you're just
well, I mean, like I'm pretty happy after seeing that chart. I'm usually a 3 or a 5.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I was very happy too. Well, I was,
I've been
I don't need
pretty normal recently, but I get in stretches where.
So, but gut health is very important.
Yeah, I mean,
so
beers.
Yeah, the beers.
But if you want to go to feelcomplete.com, apply for their Poommelier
But whose poop?
job.
Again, I'm with Mark. I don't understand.
What are the
whose poop you're
qualifications of
smelling,
the
who's training
trainers?
You on the poop? Who?
No idea. Somebody that just doesn't want to do the job. I don't know.
What's the name of this guy that's setting it all up, Wes?
It's the Feel Complete company.
Joe King.
Yeah, I would start. I would start with whoever is at the top of this poo pyramid scheme.
How come you're not a Poommelier? Oh no. It's no.
The shit
Not for
literally
me.
rolls downhill. You know,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
that's what's going on with this business model. I don't know what's happening.
It stinks, pun intended. This job stinks. Something smells funny.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
You pay us to smell our shits, and we'll make you a Poommelier.
Yeah. Put that on your resume.
I have no idea.
And no one will hire you for anything ever.
Yeah,
Remember-
you're pretty much locked into that career.
Remember, there was this one company that was like I don't want to call them Theranos in terms of their had faulty technology, but they did a Theranos style thing with guts, and I think we were advertising partners with them back at Barstool like 4 or 5 years ago, and they sent us kits to shit in, and you send them your shit, and they give you an analysis of how your gut health, and which is what Theranos did with like blood or something like that. So that's the only reason I compared them. But essentially, it's one of those things where you shit in a kit, and then you send it into this company, and they give you a full report on your gut health. So it's, I guess a Poommelier that's what a Poommelier does. So whatever.
Seems like that's a lot more sanitary, and also involves robots and not real people. Smelling
It's like
the
a
shit
parlor
and
trick,
examining
basically.
the shit.
Right.
Like, hey, come take a shit. This guy will tell you exactly what's going on.
3 of these 5 have cancers. Which 3?
Right.
It's like a guess your weight guy, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's
you
that.
had beers. All right. I've got a new segment for you today. It's called Well, I guess things aren't going well. And if you're the world's first Poommelier, you're probably in this group of people. But I've got a couple examples of things not going well for you today. So first off, we have a real-life Wes's Shack instance that is proving as a troublesome real-life use case, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, we'll get to like how yours could still work, but this is not great news. So let's head to South Austin,
Bad
Texas.
news for the Shack,
South Houston. Yeah. We need the tech to work on the Shack. This proves that we can't force it into production early. Let's head to South Houston, Texas, where a woman noticed that a construction build for a new home near her home, in the neighborhood of her home, had one major issue, and that would be the porta potty that was outside
her home. Okay,
you know how like when a new home's being built, they have like a porta potty out front. So
yeah, construction workers. Yeah,
right.
That porta potty was causing an issue. So, more importantly, what's happening inside the porta potty? Let's take a look at the local news clip to see exactly what's going on in South Houston.
Woman says she believes prostitution has been happening for months right in front of her house in a porta potty. She reached out to ABC 13 for help after not getting the answers she wanted from her councilwoman.
Now, while talking to our Derek Lewis today, she noticed a crew showed up to clean things up out there, but that was after ABC 13 made some calls. Here's his story tonight.
On the outside, it looks like a normal spot for someone to use the restroom. But inside,
prostitution and drugs in the porta potty.
Priscilla Jackson says the porta potty was placed here in December when the construction started on this home on Nathaniel Brown Street. She noticed people using it at night.
I could see them going in. I could really see them going in, and I could see them coming out. But what really threatened me the most was that it was at night. Late at night.
Jackson says building the new home has also come with trash, food, water bottles, and more building up for weeks. She made calls to have things cleaned up, but kept getting the runaround. Jackson says she also reached out to her councilwoman, Carolyn Evans Shabazz, for weeks, trying to get some answers about when this would get cleaned up. ABC 13 spoke to someone in her office about the problem Monday, but didn't hear back.
I feel violated. I really feel violated because no one should have to live in filth like this.
On Tuesday, the porta potty was removed and a crew showed up to clean up the trash.
Must be coming to clean it up. Oh, look, they're coming to clean it up.
The builder of the home did not want to talk, but his workers tell me they got a call this morning to get the job done. Jackson doesn't like that she had to go this far to get something done, but she says if you are having an issue and not getting answers, don't give up.
Look what happened today.
Where the fuck's the porta potty?
They're doing something.
There you go.
Wow.
Damn.
I got to know what scene that was.
That was go on YouTube and type in porn noises, and it was ASMR porn on YouTube. But the first thing I did was Google porn noises, and it just takes you straight to Pornhub.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's banging in the porta potty.
That's
Well,
incredible.
allegedly, right? Because
Right, well,
I mean,
yeah.
she
Late
got
at
what
night,
she wanted. Out
late
of
at night,
it.
it could have been anyone inside the unfinished build. It could have been next door.
Right. The pictures they showed in the broadcast, the news broadcast, was just a regular dirty construction scene.
Yeah,
But
it
she
could have been in
claims
a
that
truck
they were
bed.
fucking in the porta potty. Yeah.
Yeah, what does
Why
she have
would you
eyes in the porta potty? It's just shaking back and forth.
Why would you not just go in the unfinished house and fuck?
That's what I'm saying. She had a
Right.
problem. I think she had a problem with the porta potty.
she
you're
did.
saying,
It was
like, the
unsightly.
construction.
She didn't like looking
Right,
at the porta
right.
potty.
Yeah, because all she does is sit in her front lawn and just judge people all day.
Yeah, she hated the
Yeah.
porta potty.
Yeah. Clearly,
she
she's
got
got
what
she's
she-
got one of those chairs that's set up in the middle of her front lawn. She's one of those people. She just smokes and judges
Porta
people.
potty stinks and it's blocking her view.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody wants a
their
porta
view up.
potty in their front yard. Don't know if the prostitution stuff was true, but it was a great way to get rid of the porta potty.
Right.
It was.
And
Drugs,
they're like,
prostitution, yeah.
well, what did you exactly see? She was like, it's late at night. It's so late at night. I couldn't
Right.
couldn't
I
make
think
out
it's
anything.
prostitution. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I just heard you porn noises. Google it. So, anyways, so that's a bad sign if true for Wes's Shack, because we're gonna need the one heartbeat tech working, right? Because this proves that if you don't have the one heartbeat tech, it's gonna be taken advantage for drug deals, taken advantage for sex.
Yeah.
So
That's
you can't,
true.
and
The
it has to be,
drug deals.
and it has to be not hackable. So you need that one heartbeat.
You also need a spot.
Drug
that
use is going to be a problem.
Yes, because people will leave if you pay someone. He'll go in first, leave the bag.
Well, also
and you go in after
you're going to
him.
find dead druggies in the Wes's Shack nonstop.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a bad scene with the drugs. So you got to figure out the drugs. Also, you got to put it away from residences. This lady would not have cared if the porta potty wasn't like in her front yard.
She's gonna call in a Wes's
Like-
Shack 10 times out of 10. This lady, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. A Wes's Shack needs to be placed far away from any woman like that could potentially claim, any malfeasance about the shack. So
Trying to think my way around the drug thing. You could do like a heart rate, but you get your heart rate worked up when you're JOing too. So
Yeah. The drug thing's going to kill it.
Well, that's what I'm saying, Wes. Don't give up on government funding. I think that there's an
Back
avenue
to-
there. I think that way you get like a little bit of legal protection because you're providing a service to let these people jerk off when there's no other avenue to do it.
You could have to. Here's how you do it. It's a monthly pass, and you have to pass a drug test, kind of like a prostitute has to pass a STD test to continue to work. You have to pass a drug test to continue to
no one's
have
gonna
access
want
to
that.
Wes's Shack.
Then they're gonna have your data. No one's gonna want that.
Subscription.
Well, that's
Yeah.
the price you pay if you want to jerk off.
The people
whatever
that
you want.
The people that are gonna want to jerk
the
off in
people
Wes's
need
Shack
this,
are
though.
they're off the
They're
grid to
off
begin
the
with.
grid, yeah.
They don't want to do all that.
Grid. That's what I'm saying. Public funding, Wes. Go after that. Go after that government money. I think that's where it's at for Wes's Shack.
We'll workshop it. Don't stress about it tonight. Today.
Feels a little. Feel a little crushed.
I'm sorry. It wasn't the goal. I wasn't the goal of that. Next up,
That lady's all in Wes's head now.
yeah, she fucked. And that
Howard
could have been
University
fake. And it could have
team.
been fake. It could have been completely fake.
It was
through his
fake.
mind.
She's a liar.
What a jerk. Next up, speaking of drugs, this is a big time. I guess things aren't going well. That was kind of like, I guess things aren't going well. This one's huge. Things aren't going well. Have you guys heard of the drug tranq?
Yes.
Tranq.
Street name tranq.
Like a tranquilizer.
No idea
That's
what
it,
it
Will.
does, but
Well, you just heard Will say, the non-abbreviated tranquilizer.
Tranks you.
Yeah.
so it's like a K-hole.
Yeah.
Like a K-hole.
Yeah, probably like that.
The drug's name is
Tranquil.
xylazine, XYLAZINE. So it has an X, a Y, a zine. Great hangman or Scrabble word, but it goes by tranq. And tranq is a relatively new, and it's all the rave now in big cities. It's the new, big, fun city drug.
You get that trank.
When you on tranq, your mind goes blank. Is what they say. Like to say.
Is it a horse? Is it a horse drug?
Sort of. Yeah. That's what the kids like to say. Shut all that bullshit and shit out. Get it out of your head and go to sleep, son. Am I right? Because that's what tranq does. The nickname suggests it's a tranquilizer. Put your ass to sleep. I like you, but you're crazy, man. Old school style, right? I like you. You're crazy. It's a sedative that has been used to cut heroin, and it is legal, Wes, from the FDA, but only for veterinary purposes.
Right.
For animals, probably larger animals.
Huge animals, yeah.
Yeah. So it's a tranquilizer that's a drug that is used to tranquilize animals. So it's FDA approved. But just like ketamine, which you referenced earlier, it's hit the streets. People realize, hey, I can get my hands on it. I can go to sleep and be like a zombie. I guess it first kind of, the rumors are it popped up in Philadelphia first, then it moved to San Francisco and LA. So some of the heavy hitters, and now it's probably everywhere. And it's being called the zombie drug for a few reasons. One,
it's the scientific name is xylazine.
Xylazine.
Which is actually a cool name. I don't know why they just don't call it that.
Yeah, it's the Scrabble word.
Get that
XYNZ, xylazine. Yeah, it is a cool name.
Okay. Both are great Scrabble words. Tranq and xylazine. Amazing.
No, that's what I said. Xylazine was. You missed it.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying tranq was.
No.
Because they're both
xylazine.
excellent Scrabble words.
Xylazine.
I mean, you could win a game just on those two.
That's true. It's being called the zombie drug for a few reasons. One is pretty obvious. You're out on your feet. We've established that. It's called fucking tranq, right? But two, it's very not safe for humans. Even though large dogs, horses, whatever, zebras, rhinos can handle it. Yeah. Humans, it doesn't work out so great for because it causes your skin to rot horrifically. So people are zombie walking around these cities with high as fuck on tranq with melting skin and open sores that rapidly grow. The lights are on and nobody's home. Yeah.
God.
Not good.
Does it make you like aggressive too?
I mean, what do you think?
Probably.
If you try to get someone out of their tranq state, I imagine.
I mean, somebody who's already fucked up and strung out, and then they take tranq, it's just gonna put them in the tranq zone,
Right.
They're gonna be the same person, just in the tranq, just tranked up.
More bad news. It cannot be treated with and does not respond to naloxone or Narcan, like two of the major overdose remedies, treatments for heroin and stuff. And
it's not an opiate, is it?
Well, no, I mean, it is. I think
it's a non-opioid veterinary tranquilizer, but it probably acts.
That's why Narcan doesn't work, because Narcan blocks the opiate receptors in your brain.
And I guess this thing, they found it because it has been recently used to cut heroin with. So it's an ingredient that's been used in heroin, and they're like, "What is this that's making me sleepy in the heroin?" It's this xylazine. So they just extracted it, did it by themselves, like what's cut out, the fentanyl. It's being used with fentanyl too, by the way. And what it does is it obviously is an extreme sedative that also causes respiratory depression. So people are like swallowing their tongues, choking on their vomit, right? Because it's one of those things where like you take, it's like Xanax and drinking, but times 10. So like people are probably boozing it up while on tranq. They're falling asleep outdoors.
Man, the Borg was such a fun trend to talk about. The tranq is a horrible trend.
I don't think I did 2 Borgs the day after we talked about it. I don't think I'm going to try any tranq.
No, please don't. Please stay away from this one. This is not a trend you want to try.
So it must be cheap then. If
using it to cut stuff,
it's
plus
cheap.
it's like a veterinary thing. They could probably
get
rob from overseas.
You can rob the vet. You can just like smash the
veterinary office, or you can a lot of times order that cheap from overseas, and they have like the generic same shit. And
I've got horses. Right. Sure you do. What's happening is the people that are dying are the lucky bastards, because the crusty ulcerations or raw wounds caused by the drug spread rapidly and then become dead skin called eschar. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, eschar, which can result in amputation. So
my tranq scars.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sad.
So basically,
amputated over your tranq scars.
Oh, you look like Jared Leto in Requiem for a Dream pretty quick.
Gross.
And your arms all fucked up, your legs are all fucked up.
Stay away from tranq.
Yeah.
Tranq and the other one that's killing everybody.
Not a good one.
No, that's why I guess things aren't going well.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. That's makes sense now.
Yeah.
Makes sense now. Yeah. Well.
And that one's obviously way worse than the lady who had like one.
Right. No, it got progressively worse for sure.
It's an
that one's
epidemic.
worse. Tranq's worse. Yeah.
Tranq in a landslide.
Tranq wins. Yeah.
All right. Well, stay away from the tranq, everybody. Stay safe out there. But let's move on to a funny one. Well, a real fun one. A great conversation topic to close this episode out. And I want to thank listener Aristocrat for sending this one in the Discord. Thank you to all the listeners who are constantly sending stuff in. Also, thank you to the Dutch Hammer. He sent me some supplies to better handle toddler life, and
Nice.
They're helping with the no sleeps, and you need to soothe yourself. So
Very nice.
I bet.
Hard Factor Grow House, Dutch Hammer. Check them out. The Cannabis Cop.
Was it liquid based or?
Liquid based.
Yeah, liquid based. Yeah.
Liquid based, a little oil.
Yeah.
My man knows how. And I want you guys to meet a 39-year-old Muslim activist and chief equality, inclusion, and culture officer at the American Friends Service Committee, or the AFSC, which is a gigantic Quaker political action committee. And her name, the Muslim activist, chief equality, inclusion, and culture officer, is Raquel Avida Saraswati. Raquel Avida Saraswati.
Yeah.
Okay. See her there. There she is on Huckabee making an appearance. And here she is at a photo shoot where she presumably, chose the look, right? Like, can you guys describe like what she's wearing, how she's dressed up for a photo shoot?
She looks like a lady of that culture. She's got the headdress on, not completely covering her face. Headdress that goes back. She's got, some traditional garb. It looks like, yeah.
Okay, so
she's got tan
it looks
skin.
like, she has a hijab on for sure. It's just not
right. She's covering her hair,
okay,
covering all of her whole body. So she's a classic Muslim look there. Yeah. So now, from looking at her press photographs, what do you think her heritage is? Her lineage, like her ancestry.com.
Middle Eastern.
Yeah, good guess. Mark,
she's got tan skin, but I
her
imagine it's not what she is.
She looks. She kind of. I don't want to get in trouble. She kind of looks like Meghan Markle, maybe.
Yeah, a mixed. So mixed racially, right? Mixed. Okay, so now, Mark, great guess. So now, on top of that, know the fact that she's been telling people that she is of mixed Arab, South American, and Asian descent since 2004. Okay. So must be one of those ultra rare Latin Arab Asians, right? That's what Raquel Avida is. Probably.
Right. Well, Avida for Argentina, right? Don't cry for me. Argentina is Avida.
She's got it all in.
She's
Raquel
throwing that
Avida,
in there. Yeah.
Saraswati. So she's got them all in there,
Sure.
technically in the name, right? So that's what she should be. Wrong. Yeah. Turns out Raquel, the equality chief, was actually born Rachel Elizabeth Seidel, and her mother.
She's another Rachel Dolezal.
She's a Rachel.
She's a Rachel Dolezal.
She is.
Yep.
So now we can just call these people Rachels.
Yeah. Yep. It's the second Rachel Dolezal. People were actually calling her Raquel Dolezal before this even came out. We'll get to it. And her mother recently, since she is now the role is so crazy. The chief equality, inclusion, and culture officer at a big Quaker political action committee.
Boy, you got to mind your P's and Q's around that person.
Right. You better, right? Because that person is so, progressive and knows everything
that's
about.
What I'm saying. Anything could just be wrong out of your mouth. You better pucker up that asshole when you sneeze.
You better. But turns out she was born Rachel Elizabeth Seidel, and her mother, Carol Perrone, told The Intercept this over the phone when they called her and asked her about her daughter. Raquel's mother said, "I call her Rachel. I don't know why she's doing what she's doing. I'm as white as the driven snow, and so is she. I'm German and British, and her father was Calabrese Italian. She's chosen to live a lie, and I find that very, very sad."
Damn. She got outed right away.
By her own mom.
By her own mom, yeah.
By her own mom. So not right away, though, Mark. The funny part is people have known this forever. It turns out the family is of British, German, and Italian descent, like the mom said. And here is a photograph of Rachel from 2008, so you know the mom isn't lying.
You can see the Italian for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And she really parlayed that into a sprayed bronze tan. To try to look
she was like,
Persian.
I tan pretty well. The Italian comes out of me more than the German. So
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do this.
Yeah. The mom added that ever since Raquel or Rachel converted to Islam in high school, she began lying about her heritage to try and fit in at the mosque. Apparently, that was like her sort of motivation to do this. Oscar Pierre Castro, who's the person who hired her at AFSC, said this. He said, "In my mind, it was great. A person of color, a queer person of color who happens to be a Muslim. It's a woman, all these things, and someone who seemed to get it. Yeah. I definitely feel conned. I feel deceived." No shit, Oscar. She played all the Quakers and all the Muslims.
She checked all the diversity boxes. He didn't even fucking check at all.
Yeah, didn't check at all. And actually, the funny part is that she was known to be a faker, a phony, before she even took that interview. Because while Rachel/Raquel is not taking any questions now, she actually got busted back during the Rachel Dolezal days of being a fraud, and people were actually at that time calling her Raquel Dolezal. And not only that, Oscar got so played, this Quaker Pack got so played. Many also think that she's a Republican in disguise since she got her start going on nothing but Fox News shows to be the moderate Muslim voice. I showed you guys on Huckabee. She was doing a ton of Fox spots. So
Ali London, that guy we had on that like identified as Asian, the British
right,
dude
he's detransitioned. He's on,
and now he's on Fox News all the time.
Right,
and he's like, I'm not Asian anymore. I made a mistake, you know.
Yeah, and so this girl, like, she's the equality inclusion chief at one of these gigantic, progressive political action committees. Turns out she's just a white girl who got hired, by an incredibly progressive super PAC by pretending to be a queer minority.
So there's a level of attention seeking going on with these people that is crazy. Like,
but also,
it's a con man's paradise right now.
This
George
is a Santos. Yeah, this is a Santos play. I had the lie to get in, so now I could do great stuff for you. Right? That's that's her play too. I wouldn't have been able to have this job if you found out I was white, but I'm in here now, and now I'm going to do great stuff for
you
the
guys. Bring
community.
up Santos. Can I bring up a live comment?
Yeah.
Oh yes, please.
So Bill says this woman could sell ice to the Eskimos. Apparently,
that's right, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
con.
could.
She's a good saleswoman.
She is a great con woman. And to that, Bill, I would just say my takeaway from like doing the news on this show is watch out right now, because con men and women have never been having an easier time than the USA in 2023. You look at George Santos, you look at all the crypto scammers that just got away with, billions on people.
Joel Olstein got 4.4 million in PPPs or something like that.
Yeah, con people have never had it easier.
He pays himself
$54 million a year.
Yeah.
And
Modern day America.
He took at least $4 million from the government.
What a cocksucker.
Yeah.
Con man's paradise, modern day America. And con woman, as Raquel Dolezal.
Good to be a con. Can't con a con man, they say.
Right now,
but
yeah, you can't.
Looks like you can.
You can definitely right now in the USA. George Santos is proving that every day. So, and then this chick, it's so funny because like she had been found out. So you can even be found out and still get away with shit. So
I mean, I guess if you're doing well, people don't give a fuck.
They just don't care. Yeah, right. Oscar didn't care. He was like, she checked the boxes.
Con artist movies, by the way, are awesome. Pat was asking about Focus, the Will Smith con artist movie, pretty good. And then that's pretty good. It's like 10 years old, maybe. And then a much older one, Digstown. Great con artist movie.
Digstown.
Digstown, yeah, seen it. Classic. And that's where they say, can't con a con man.
That's right.
Right. But modern news is kind of like proven maybe that, well.
That was the 80s.
Maybe just that we're all saps. Maybe that's what, maybe we're just we're just the sap.
I think they're all just so into it themselves that they're not paying attention to anything else. I think that's what's going on.
Right.
They're just so into their celebrity that they're just, as long as I'm doing okay, as long as I'm not getting kicked out, I don't give a fuck what else happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, it's always self-serving. Yeah. I mean,
even more so now with how exposed they are as celebrities.
We got to start conning more, fellas.
Yeah.
I think that's. I mean, it's a sad lesson to learn from the news, but this year that's the lesson it's teaching is that to get ahead, just start a con.
That's right.
But one thing you cannot con for a fact is the wheel, and it is time to spin it.
Yeah, let me address a couple comments first. First from Gerardo Dominguez. He says, "Fatties, why so early now?"
He's our buddy. That's how he addresses us.
Yeah.
Gerardo always calls us fatties.
And hey, Gerardo, we go at the same time every day, 7:15 Eastern. Okay, I don't know what time zone you're on.
I think Eric Donahue had our back, and he's like, they go around 7:15-ish. It's on the dot. It's on the dot 9 times out of 10.
It's on the dot 7:15.
7:15 Eastern. PM, yeah.
That's right. Tape. If you want to join the live tapings, that's Eastern.
So
might go earlier on Sunday every now and then, but every weekday 7:15 p.m. Eastern for sure.
Sunday, we're going to try this week 5
p.m. Eastern.
Right. Yeah. Who's on Hive?
Next week, sorry.
Pat.
Okay, let me take Pat off. Here we go.
Make sure to hammer him with voicemails, Colin. Hammer Pat with voicemails, Colin.
Yeah. Mark will have your coffee tomorrow.
It was the first time the uke.
I know. I thought for sure it was looking like it was going to nail me again with the uke.
It wanted to. It wanted to. Yeah. There you go.
Such a good song. And don't forget, leave those 5-star reviews on Apple Pods if you want to hear Pat read them back at the end of Friday's show, tomorrow's show. Join us for the live tapings, like we just said. You can do that at youtube.com/hardfactornews. And as we just said, 7:15 p.m. Eastern, the night or day before the podcast drops on Sunday. We're going to try at 5 p.m. Eastern this next Sunday for the Monday podcast taping. Store.hardfactor.com for all the merch. Fat Boy Summer merch is building up, and we are going to have a Fat Boy Summer sales event coming up next month. So get ready for that. Check out the new designs.
Do you want to do an intern call? Intern?
Yeah. If anybody is interested in helping out with the pod, let us know. I know some people have DM'd and let us know that they're interested. We're putting out the call for anybody who wants to help, with posting and some other social media stuff that we could use help with right now. Just let us know. Send us a DM or email us, whatever. Also, patreon.com/hardfactor for bonus podcasts and to hang out with us off air in the Discord chat. That really supports the podcast. What's up, Wes?
I was gonna say also, I looked at our Instagram page today, and we've missed a lot of messages. There was some guy who was coming to Austin for a bachelor party. We missed that. Sorry about that. But we'll try to get to him. So if we don't, we get a lot of messages on Instagram. So if we don't get to yours, we apologize, but we try to. So just know that we appreciate everything you send us.
Right. And so, yeah, if you want to help out, it's like almost a survival of the fittest because you'll really have to
probably answer some of those.
Probably be answering some of those. Yeah.
Barely ever check that. So you just got to try. You just got to put your name in the ring, maybe put it in the ring a few times. Right. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Thank you for listening. But most importantly, get out there and have a great fucking day.